I'm Greg from California Ski Company.
Hey, skiers and friends, I'm Winks from California Ski Company. And what are we here to talk about today?
I think we should talk about custom skis.
Custom skis.
Yeah.
All right.
So, have you ever had a custom ski?
I've not had a custom ski of my own. I know there's a fair amount of companies out there. Actually, one of the more popular ones, Wagner.
Yeah. Well, that's the one that we do, of course. I remember the first one that I know of was, I think it was called Blue House or something, and you could go to Mammoth. And you gave them money, and you came back in 3 hours, and you had a ski for
Oh,
you.
wow. Was it
Yeah.
dry?
I don't know. I don't know. It didn't. He's not doing it anymore, so something happened. And then the other kind of custom ski I know about is brands that make skis, and then you can ask them for something stiffer or softer,
Yeah.
but you're going to get the same ski. But and you might even, depends on the person that's making them or the company. You might be able to ask for a stiffer tail, stiffer tip, or maybe just the graphic. It's all it could be a lot of things.
Are those Meyer skis custom skis? I've heard of them.
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of brands I know here. We have Praxis up in Tahoe,
Practice.
who some people have gotten sort of custom skis from.
Mhm.
Um, and there's other manufacturers, but I think that the one thing that they have in common, which is different than Wagner, is that they have a model and then they ask you to modify that model,
Right.
right? So with Wagner, I mean, if you think about the Wagner experience, it's typically totally different. So, I mean, explain a little bit about how that works.
Well, Wagner's fairly unique from my understanding. What's really cool is first you sit down with the owner, Pete Wagner, a phone interview or video interview, and after that, what you do is you talk about some skis you've either had or you're interested in, or some things you've even tried, and then he sort of develops a ski based maybe around some of those parameters, or maybe takes some of the best parts of each one and sort of kind of mashes it together and comes up with a pretty unique design.
It's interesting that you have, because you haven't done it. He calls it the skier DNA, and he has some other people that do it too. It's not always Pete. That's who you'll work with if you get a Wagner, of course. But yeah, and then I think the thing that's unique is that once he comes up with a design, it could be anything. It's not like we're gonna do model this model, the Renegade, but we're gonna do it a little stiffer because this guy's pretty big, or softer because they're small, or whatever. He will design a ski from scratch, and the cool thing is that it's not just the stiffness and the flex pattern, but the actual shape of the ski can vary on every ski. So the tip, the tail, he can have different amounts of taper, etc. And as far as I know, that's unique.
Yeah.
To have a cassette or a mold that you're able to change that is pretty different.
I mean, what's truly unique is when you think about it, even if a design's similar to someone else, like it truly is like one of one.
Yeah,
I mean, you're getting a ski that's made really for you based on your height, your weight, flex characteristics you want out of a ski.
yeah. And I think there's also a misconception again with Wagner, at least with Wagner. Maybe some of the other brands, they want you to tell them what you want, and it's on you whether you like it or not. With the Wagner skis, I think the ideal candidate isn't somebody that thinks they know exactly what they want. I think it's somebody who has no idea what they want, and they just want a great ski, but they feel like they're not maybe qualified to even decide what it would be, and they went to one store and they were told they need something 100, 500 foot, and the next guy tells them 8,500 foot, and they just don't know what to do. So you can call Pete, talk to him about where you ski on the mountain, et cetera, et cetera, and he will build you a ski from scratch, and then he guarantees that you'll love it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I have noticed is whenever I talk to someone about Wagner, um, I I tend to notice sometimes they're afraid
Yeah,
because they feel like I haven't had a lot of experience on all these different skis. I don't know what I want. And I tell them actually it's not as complicated as you might think. You don't have to have this vast knowledge of skis to understand what you might like.
No, you just have to be able to use the English language to describe, some of your experiences on the skis you've been on and how you ski.
Yeah.
So
And of course, what's unique is you get of course, for extra money, you can decide what graphic you want. You can put your dogs on there, you can put your friend on there.
well, that would be custom. So he's got his regular graphics that you can choose from, a lot of different graphics, and then he has the artist series, which is a little bit more expensive, and then he has fully custom where you come up with a concept or send him a picture, put your dog on it, like you said. So, and then the interesting thing for me has been working with Pete. We've been selling these Wagners for a couple seasons now as far as customs, but now we're developing a line for our store, which we did last year for the first time. And then, but it was kind of on me. I sort of designed them and then he built them. This year it's been more advanced with prototyping, remakes, etc. And it's kind of like, in Europe when they're going to make a ski, you think about these guys at Blizzard and they're building prototypes and they're going out and skiing them and getting feedback and changing them. And we've been going through that process.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I got on a pair of some prototypes last season at Palisades,
Yeah,
and it was quite unique, especially now to ski the final product this year and have a completely different experience than I had in the spring last year.
yeah, yeah. And it's been evolving where it's gone. We tell him what we think we want. He builds it. We test it. He modifies it. We test it. Okay, this is our ski, and now he's very excited. He's already sending us slight modifications to try for next year again, which is we aren't even in next year, and he's talking about next year, 2024 or something. But he's pretty revved up, and our skis are a little bit more like the normal custom skis.
Right.
Of course, the price point's a lot lower than a Wagner custom, but you get a ski that we've designed. Since Pete is not as busy in the summer, he's able to, build them in the off season so that we can get a better price on them, and it gives his people a way to stay busy in the summer. And of course, he's knocking out the same ski over and over, so it doesn't take us long. So economies of scale and off season work means that we can offer the skis at a price that you'd expect us, to buy a regular ski. And then we will have the option for a little bit more. You could get a custom paint job on our ski, or you could get stiffer or softer. So it does become like a normal custom ski, not like a Wagner custom. Um, but either way, if you love our skis, it's the build is extremely good. So this is the ski, and he's using PTEX on the sidewalls. It has our graphic. Um, there's a hit on this one. There's a little hit where you can see San Francisco, and on the other one, everything's work again. It's called Velcro, so they look like this. And then the pattern. I don't know if you can see this on TV, but it's got a Christmas tree pattern. Super nice finish, and we're just really happy with the way these slips have been skiing. So we have a couple different skis. One that's 103 underfoot, sort of a free ride ski, and one that's 88 underfoot that's more of a front side carvy all mountain ski, and has a bunch of metal in it, and this one's a little bit more surfy and built to our spec, and they're skiing just great. Ideal Sierra skis.
Yeah, and I'd like to say that, as Greg was saying, we have plenty of our Wagner skis in our demo section, so you can certainly try them out. And if you like them, great. You can make them stiffer, softer, or get them just as they are. And if you want to go even beyond that, you're impressed by what Wagner's doing. I mean, you can contact us or let us know, or just go right on their website and start the process and
Yeah.
let them know you tried some of our skis and build your own.
Yeah, and there's no reason not to talk to them. It's sort of interesting to go through the process. Um, you can call them up and talk to them about what they'd build and see what they're thinking. And, if you want to go ahead, you go ahead. And if you don't, you don't.
Yeah,
But, why not? And the last thing I'd add is you're the you're the lone holdout. You probably demo as many skis as anyone I know, and you're the one person that doesn't have a Wagner custom that, off the top of my head, that's worked here for very long. And we probably have 20 employees that have bought Wagner customs, and we all think they're the best skis that we've ever owned. Um, I know mine are great. They're fantastic. I sold one the first week, and without trying, I was skiing at Deer Valley, and I was sitting beside a guy in the lift who apparently called Pete and ordered a pair, and he said he ordered them because he was sitting with this guy from California Ski Company, and the guy was so excited about his skis and he loved them so much that he figured he'd buy a pair too. So that's how I made my first Wagner. So
nice.
I know that's kind of cool.
Well,
So
as I was saying, guys, I think if you're still kind of out there this spring or looking for something unique, something to try out for the summer, come on by, pick up a demo, and just go out to. I think Palisades will be open into May, so go on out there, have some fun. I mean, if you can, go down to Mammoth. Um, Otherwise, it's great talking about custom skis.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
take care, everyone.